Welcome back to Old Hollywood Briar. We're in Orange County today at South Coast Plaza, one of the most ritzy joints to shop in all of California. It's no wonder that it's the only place left with a tinderbox. The OC, or the BroC as it's known colloquially, is kind of like a conservative version of Los Angeles. Cleaner, less homeless people hanging around. It's where a lot of the biotech companies are located. I worked at 2 different companies in the area. Take Irvine, for example. No liquor stores. You've actually got to go to one of the neighboring cities to buy booze and a pack of red apples. The women of the BroC are adventurous. They like it Black Rain style in the conference room. You know, back in the old days. You know what? Never mind. There was this one place I worked. It was my first job in quality engineering after I had switched out of R&D. The smaller company had hired a director from Abbott Vascular, and he brought me along to set up his quality team. I remember one time we had a packaging validation issue. It was a routine test required by the FDA to validate the sterile barrier of a new product, and all of a sudden it started failing left and right. They had brought another R&D engineer from my old company. He was a great guy, a Navy helo pilot. Tall, he looked like a star quarterback. When it came to solving engineering problems, the guy was all thumbs. He sent me down to do his packaging qualification 5 times, failing each time. After 6 weeks of failures, the regulatory affairs director was warning that we were going to need to send a letter about the failure to the FDA, and that this would devalidate all of the company's flagship product, causing a worldwide recall. My friend, the R&D director, had a whiteboard in his office filled linking root cause investigations. It looked like that whiteboard from the Always Sunny in Philadelphia conspiracy episode. It was not good. By the 7th test, my friend the R&D director had come to me personally and asked me to help him whatever way I could. I pulled into the laboratory that morning with coffee for everyone. They set up the water tank for the submersible bath, in which the product would be inserted, pressurized, and then punctured with a wire of so many microns. If bubbles were visible in the water from the pressurized pouch, the sample was considered a failure. The pouch was long and 2-sided, Tyvek on one side and clear plastic on the other. It's the same kind of packaging that you see on most any sterilized item. At this moment, I was in charge, so I did something no one else had tried yet. That one hallowed rule of engineering investigation. I sat down and read the fucking manual. What I discovered was that the test method required for the pouch to be punctured, but it didn't state on which side it required the puncture. All of my friend the R&D director's test instructions were to puncture on the plastic side. So I just told him to flip it around and try the other side. They were happy to comply as they were still following the test procedure to the letter. Problem solved. All 30 units passed. Worldwide recall avoided. Now, a lot of people say that going to college makes you kind of dumb or inept. In my life, before I was a photographer, I worked with some of the top engineers in the United States, many of them with master's degrees in engineering and applied sciences. In my experience, a team of the top engineers in the USA can work on a problem for 2 weeks that will take an uneducated guy about 5 minutes to solve. And I've seen this happen multiple times. Matt Taibbi, formerly of Rolling Stone, ended his last book with a nod to the white paper, A Crisis of Democracy. I was shocked to see someone as mainstream as Taibbi mention it, but in my experience, this always made a lot of sense. After the protest era in the 1960s, there was a paper written and circulated by the elites that talked in general about how Americans were becoming too smart for their own good. The basic suggestion was to use the university system to dumb the Americans down a little bit. This is a theme of the popular show, the US version of The Office, with Michael Scarn's character displaying the dumbed-down management that stands in place between the workers and the executives. You ever be on the job, work with one of these management types, and you think maybe they dumb these guys down just a little bit too far? Just me? Okay, good talk.
Seriously, it's 2005 and look who the president is. That's a little weird. Yeah, we have a dumb president. And stop all the Republican Democrat shit. Let's just be honest. Let's be honest. I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat, all right? And I think voting for president right now is a lot like rooting on pro wrestling. All right? I think it makes you feel like you're contributing, but I don't know if you really have that much effect on the outcome. But that said, it is a little weird that we got a dumb president. And all right, and if you disagree with me and you don't think he's dumb, you remember my joke about dumb people not knowing they're dumb? Okay, if you don't know he's dumb, it's because you're dumber than him. I don't see what the fuss is all about. What's the fuss all about? But this is my question. You know that shit is on purpose. There's some smart Republicans out there. Some whip-smart, very articulate, very convincing guys that would make very good leaders. So why do we have a dumb guy? I'll tell you why. Because there's only one way to find out how dumb we really are. They had to make a dumb guy the president. That's the only way they could find out. There's only one way to find out how stupid people are. They don't know you. They don't know most people. Those billionaire banker dudes that control the world. There's only one way to find out. Put a dumb guy in office and see if they fucking freak out. They probably had arguments. Let's just get a smart guy to act dumb. No. We'll never know then. Let's put a real dumb guy in. Fuck it. Listen, if it doesn't work, we got backup. We got Jeb, we got McCain. Don't worry about it. We're gonna be fine. We try him out in the primaries. Let's just try it. They must have been touch and go in the beginning. Like, fuck. Dude, he's making up words. Talk to him. Talk to him. Nigeria's not a continent, you asshole. Put some shit in his ear. Tell him some things. He won? Really? Wow. Oh, fuck. Oh, look at all this shit. We're at war with them? Well, how are we at war with them? How did he make that connection? They bought that. Wow. With the internet and everything? He won again? Holy fucking shit! He won again. God damn. And you know there's one dude in the back of the room going, I think we can go dumber.
Day is ending, birds are wending back to the shelter of each little nest they love.
Gawith and Hoggarth is an old-timey brand created in 1887 after the split of the two Gawith brothers, one who retained the Samuel Gawith line and the other John Edward Gawith, who would go on to create Gawith and Hoggarth. Back in 2015, the great houses came back together under the same roof. Retaining their separate processing recipes, equipment, and workers, the two brands continued to put out the old-time favorites that people have loved for over 100 years. Best Brown No. 2 Flake is a classic vapor blend, a rich nut brown Virginia and burley flake touched with a slight casing of sugar and a distant, faint hint of Lakeland essence, according to some. The casing is so slight that it's difficult to taste if you've been smoking other Lakeland blends, so most people can't seem to agree if this should even be labeled a Lakeland blend at all, due to the perfume being so light. The smell out of the bag is one of ripe citrus and vinegar. The casing is listed as sugar to provide a bit of extra softness to the Best Brown mixture. In bulk, the flakes are the perfect moisture for rubbing out and lighting up right away, as I've done here. Although this will lead to the need for the occasional relight. My preferred method for smoking this blend is to rub it out twice and give it an overnight open tin drying time. I usually use this sterling silver smoking box for drying out my flakes. This helps to keep any dust or cat hair to making its way onto the blend while it's shedding its humidity. The key to a cool and dry smoke is to have a good ember. Tobacco that has been allowed to breathe smokes better. This blend is no exception. Today we're going to be using a classic Sassini pipe from the most very early era. You can see the fishtail logo there. It's a patent. This is a Viscount Lassalle, and you'll notice it also has the 4 dots on both sides, making it an 8 dot. The diamond positioning of the dots and the color showing it to be a very early piece. You can barely see the Viscount Lassalle there, as this thing has been buffed a few times. Could use another buffing right now, but a beautiful grain, no fills. It's a classic 8-dot pipe. Perfectly dry smoking like Sassinis are famous for.
Just Molly and me, and baby makes 3. We hurry to my blue heaven.
Ele era triste, nunca vi ninguém como ele assim. Tinha rosto quase branco, olhar de santo e banco de jardim, que era sua moradia, onde amanhecia e onde ele se guardava pra poder chorar, vendo todo aquele povo sem nada de novo, pra mudar seu rosto, pra se contentar.
At first breath, there is a classic Virginia burley flavor that twirls in the senses. My first bowl of this was a little cigarette, which came from the initial offering of the classic leaf combination. I was instantaneously whisked back in time to a moment sitting on the back porch of my great-grandfather's home in the wood streets, playing Go Fish with my grandmother and remembering the scent of her Carlton cigarettes circling in the warmth of an early summer and mixing with the thick scent of orange blossom in the air. Most pipe tobacco reviewers would disdain at the mention of a blend tasting like a cigarette, but to me this just opened up a new avenue of flavor. At the second bowl, I was in love with the light, fragrant perfume that hides deep within the paces of this blend. Some say that if you come back to this after smoking other straight Virginia blends, that you'll be able to tell why this blend is so tasty. It's that subtle background floral note that is only revealed when the cadence is correct, which leaves one endlessly searching for that bowl nirvana. There is a breadiness that has the rich scent of an oat bag that you might give your favorite mare after a long day of riding, but also a dark fruitcake richness which is mellowed out by a woodsy nuttiness of the burleys. The tobacco hit is just right, providing a nice bit of relaxation without any rumbling or uneasiness in the back of the throat, leaving a pleasant taste of roasted nuts on the palate after smoking. Could definitely be an all-day blend, as it smokes lightly and evenly all the way down the bowl, leaving a small collection of pillowy white ash. As I write this, I am loading my last bowl and enjoying the effortless pull of the dried, heavily rubbed out flakes. Having not even made it a full week with this 2-ounce bag, I'm strongly tempted to pick up a 500-gram box, especially as Payless Cigars just today put their Gawith and Hoggarth blends on sale for 10% off.
心理太奇妙。心理太奇妙。心理太奇妙。
By the way, as a small addendum, this cobblestone brick Virginia plug that I picked up at the Sutler factory was a free gift from the Richmond Pipe Show, included in all the bags. I wish I could show you the brick, but I rubbed out this crumble cake as soon as I opened it. But rest assured, it comes in a big old crumble cake brick, and it tastes like heaven. Look at that dark, rich, oily leaf. What can I say? I'm loving it.
About the